Alright. Tonight we're going to talk about the legal drinking age and how our goal is to lower the drinking age to 18 in the United States. And we feel by lowering the drinking age to 18, teens in America will develop a better sense of responsibility and a better understanding of how not to abuse alcohol. Basically, the United States law states that anyone under the age of 21 may not consume alcohol, but there are also some alterations of that with some states. By lowering the legal drinking age to 18, much like that of many countries across the globe, not only will kids start learning to be more responsible with something that can be harmful if not controlled, but also in the long run that should decrease the amount of drunk driving and alcoholic deaths due to alcohol abuse. Internationally, 44 different countries have their legal drinking age set at 18 years old, and approximately 23 countries vary from age 18 to 16 and as low as no minimum. The United States is the only country with the legal drinking age set at 21. There is no other country that comes close, except for Japan and Iceland at 20 years of age, and the next highest is South Korea at 19. By having the drinking age at 21, teens are more driven to acquire alcohol. To them, it's seen as something that they can't have, so it makes them want it even more. Dr. Ings, professor of applied health sciences at Indiana University, although the legal purchase age is 21, a majority of young people under the age consume alcohol, and too many of them do so in an irresponsible manner. This is largely because the drinking is seen by these youths as an enticing, forbidden fruit, a badge of rebellion against authority, and a symbol of adulthood. Our nation has twice tried prohibition, first at the state level in 1850s and at the national level beginning in the 1920s. These efforts to prevent drinking were unenforceable and created serious social problems with the widespread disrespect for the law, the growth of organized crime, and the development of immoderate consumption patterns, much like today. The flaunting of the current age specific prohibition is readily apparent among young people who, since the increase in the minimum legal drinking age, have tended to drink in more abusive manner than those of the legal age. This, of course, is exactly what happened in the general public during the national prohibition. Throughout time, alcohol has been seen as so-called controlled, yet the meaning of control creates more of a problem than the solution. Kids nowadays do see alcohol as a badge of rebellion against authority, much like the adults in the time of the prohibition. So this kind of doesn't help the older generation's case of being more mature over the years if they relate to the past, aka the prohibition, and their reaction of banning alcohol back then. The national prohibition of alcohol, 1920 to 1933, the noble experiment was undertaken to reduce crime and corruption, solve social problems, reduce the tax burden created by prisons and poorhouses, and improve health and hygiene in America. The result of the experiment clearly indicated that it was a miserable failure on all accounts. The evidence affirms sound economic theory, which predicts that prohibition of mutually beneficial exchanges is doomed to failure. So I ask you, why does the government keep the age at 21 when it caused, and to this day still causes, more trouble than it solves? Responsibility was something that we all learned, something that we all had to grow into. However, when it comes to the lowering of the drinking age, to prove a sense of responsibility, underage drinkers are just not allowed to. Likewise, we are not given a choice to sign up for the draft, males, meaning at 18, we're required to. It's kind of crazy to think that the country figures we can have decision-making skills to fight in a war, but apparently we can't drink alcohol in a controlled environment responsibly. We at 18 are given a summons to appear in court as a member of a jury to decide the fate of someone's life, yet we are unable to drink. We are trusted with someone else's fate, but not with a bottle of alcohol. We are also able to vote for who will lead our country and for propositions that are aimed not only towards our state, but our country as well. Yet we can't go to the corner market and buy some beer. This all seems ridiculous. The United States government trusts us with their votes and at the same time to convict someone of a crime, yet they can't fully treat us as adults until the age of 21. And the government wonders why the new generations, with every new generation, the so-called control slowly slips away. Kids have lost all respect because no respect is given. Responsibility is pushed aside and not fully given to the government to use fit. By lowering the drinking age to 18, responsibility becomes a huge factor in the game of life. How does the government expect our generation to become responsible when they take something as minuscule as alcohol away? Sure, some of the younger generations have set a bad example for us, but that's only a few out of many. There have been many colleges and universities that disagree with the legal drinking age. These schools believe that by outlawing alcohol consumption from those students under 21 is only making the problem worse. If the drinking age were changed to 18, colleges would be able to regulate the alcohol use so students would not become overly intoxicated. These are just some of the points that we're going to go over, my partner and I, to prove that the legal drinking age should be dropped down to 18.